Hello, this video is brought to you by the RRC Copyright Officer and is intended as a quick guide to using copyright materials on campus. For more information or questions about copyright, please visit the RRC Polytech Library online or in person. When we're online, we're constantly scrolling past materials created by other peoples. Whether it's text, images, or video format, it's easier than ever to copy, download, and share resources that we find online. We might even have the thought that when we find something online, it's mine now, right? I found it. The truth is that most materials online are in fact protected by copyright. Copyright protects things like literary works, which are textbooks and writing that we find online, pictures and images such as those that we find through Google search, videos and audiovisual works such as TikToks and YouTube videos, sound recordings and music, computer software, and other works in fixed formats such as architectural works and sculpture. Copyright belongs to the individual that created the work, not the person that found it online. So how can we go about using materials fairly? To avoid treating the internet like a free-for-all, we have to consider the person that created the work in the first place. We do this by assessing whether or not our use is fair under the fair dealing provisions of the Copyright Act of Canada. As educators and students, we have users' rights. Those user rights are enshrined in fair dealing within the Copyright Act of Canada. For the purpose of research, private study, and education, we can conduct limited copying without the payment to owners of materials or explicitly asking for permission of use of that copyright-protected work. This enables us to use things for our assignments and in class. So if we can copy things as students and educators, how is that fair to creators? When using fair dealing, we have to balance our decision against 6 factors laid out by the Supreme Court of Canada to determine whether or not our use is fair. Those fair dealing factors can get a bit complicated, but it's generally more fair to use things for an allowable purpose. Research, education, and private study fall under those allowable purposes. It's generally more fair to use small amounts of a work and ensure that the creator is cited and credited for creating the work. When there's no alternates available, the use is considered more fair, and when your distribution is limited, such as handing it in for an assignment. Copying tends to become less fair when we're using things for commercial purposes. Where we plan to make a profit or money enters the equation, we generally need to negotiate copyright permissions to do so. If we're using a large amount of material, such as multiple chapters from a book, then our use is less fair than using a small amount. When there's alternates available that are free or we can purchase them, it's less fair to copy something. And when we plan wide distribution on social media or a public site, it's less fair. Confused by this? That's okay. The RRC Polytech Library is here to help. You can ask us questions online at any point or come in and speak to a library staff member in person. That being said, if you're looking for a shortcut to all this copyright stuff, there are some tips and tricks that can help you out. It's okay to ask for permission or pay for the use of materials such as purchasing stock images or buying something online from a creator. Then you have the rights to use it. There's also a lot of free material that's available online. Try searching Creative Commons. Creative Commons materials are free for reuse. You just have to check the terms of the license and often credit the creator of the work. Public domain materials don't have any copyright terms that apply to them at all, so jump on your search engine and try those key terms. Keep in mind, copyright law only comes into play when we're making a copy of something. You're free to show a YouTube video or share stuff on social media because most of that's done using links. Links provide access to material online, but it's not the same as downloading or making a copy of that actual resource. Once you copy and paste or you download, you're making a copy, but linking is not a violation of copyright law. Well, folks, that's just about enough from me, but for more information on copyright, please visit us at the RRC Polytech Library. We want to use copyright materials with respect to the people that have created those resources. And we also don't want to let copyright law make us afraid to create our own materials, because that's exactly the opposite of what it's supposed to do. So bring us your questions.